What up people, how's it going? This is Bharat and welcome back to yet another video with Codomonk. A lot of you guys have been asking me this question over the last couple of live streams and I want to answer this in a detailed video. Should you go for competitive programming or should you go for software development when you are starting in your college? So I know a lot of you people are in your first years and second years of college and are confused as to what to go forward with, and I'm going to be helping you guys in this video. Do not forget to check me out on Instagram as well as LinkedIn if you guys have any other career questions, and I'll be happy to answer you guys out there. Let's get this video started straight away. Alright guys, so I'm going to be going with a lot of different points here, and I hope that you guys can get what I'm trying to say by making sure that you take notes or whatever you want to do. So I went through a lot of different articles over the last week or so to get prepared for making this video. I took down a lot of notes. I also took down what is the importance that a lot of different articles are giving, and I found that these are all biased towards one. No, if you see a lot of articles from Geeks for Geeks or all these competitive sites, they tend to prefer competitive programming. While if you go for a lot of software development sites and software testing sites, they tend to prefer software development when they say it for the college students. But I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be giving you guys the benefit of the doubt and also the decision making power, so you can choose what you want, but I'm going to be giving you guys the pros and cons of these two different streams. So if you're starting out in college, the number one thing that you have to ask yourself is, what is the intention that you're studying programming or your computer science degree for? I know that a lot of you guys would not be studying computer science degree, rather you might be doing something else in a EEE or ECE department, but still have interest in computer programming, and that's amazing. So what you have to ask yourself is, what is the interest going for? Are you interested in building a software, or are you interested in building an end-to-end software? Or are you just going to be developing and understanding the programming concepts? Well, the basic understanding comes when you know what motivated you to pick up that stream. If you are like me, when you did not know what you want to choose and you wanted to choose computer science programming because a lot of your friends are picking it up, then make sure that you are also answering this another question. Are you going to be picking up computer science and do you want to become a software developer? Because that's the motivation that a lot of you people might be having. Well, if that is the case, I will highly encourage you guys to start working on your data structures and algorithms right from your first year of college. Now, what it gives you guys is it gives you guys the ability to choose between competitive programming as well as software development when you move on to your second year and third year. A lot of colleges nowadays are having all these hackathons and competitive programming competitions among intercollegiate and even intracollegiate, and it's interesting to see how people are participating and getting and winning all of that. So you got to make sure that you firstly understand what was your intention in picking up that stream. If your intention was to build softwares, if your intention was to build end-to-end product like how I had when I started my computer science engineering degree, then I was very confident that I wanted to understand the bigger picture out of it. I was not very happy with just doing things for short term, which is what competitive programming is going to teach you. That means that you have a problem solving idea, you have a problem solving technique, and you implement it, and that's what competitive programming is all about. However, software development, you got to think about what the customer is going to think about. You got to think about how the UX is going to be, how the experience for the customer is going to be, how do you scale a product. All of that are very interesting things that I was very interested in, so I took a liking towards that and started working on that. If you're confused as to what you want to do, you do not know, you're just jumping between that, then make sure to answer this simple question, which is, what did you do or what was your interest before you wanted to join this stream? And that will be your answer for that. Thanks to Coach Chef along with Unacademy for sponsoring us with this video. Spare me 30 seconds of your time, guys. I'll explain what exactly these guys are doing. Now, as soon as you go into unacademy.com and find out, the competitive section of programming has come up with a partnership where they are teaching you all a comprehensive course. Now, these classes are not all paid. There are a lot of free classes inside these sections to take as well. Check out any of the free classes. You have free practice tests as well as free live videos for you to take. Now, if you are interested and you also are excited to continue with the classes, all you have to do is come down from the section and you find that all these classes are taught by experts only. Now, if you are going to go forward with this, check out the pricing subscription model where they start from 6,000 rupees per month, taking you up to 33,000 per year. Do not worry about the money, because once you use the referral code Coach Chef or the referral code that I've given in my description below, you will get 10% off on the purchase. I would highly recommend you guys to go for the 6-month or the 12-month subscription model, because once you do that, you get EMI starting from 2750 per month. Check them out and let me know what you guys think in the description below. Alright, my second important tip when you're going to consider jumping into competitive programming versus software development is to also think about your career path. Now, not just most of the competitive programmers, as far as I know, end up becoming a software developer. And there are some articles which I read which said that competitive programmers are mostly hired by software development companies, which is totally not true. Competitive programmers do not have any kind of hedge, because just because they know data structures and algorithms doesn't mean that they're by default selected for the software development job. They might be able to freely clear the competitive programming or the programming rounds in the interview, but they'll not be able to sustain in the company if they do not have a long-term vision. I always say this to competitive programmers that yes, you are understanding data structures and algorithm. Yes, you are understanding different techniques that or implement that, because I was also there in my first year. I wanted to pick up competitive programming and do it professionally, meaning that I wanted to go to different competitions, win these different competitions and make money out of it. But soon I understood that the short-term thinking was not what I was interested in. It was basically my interest. I'm not saying that it's wrong to not have that kind of long-term thinking. Rather, it's just my interest to build things, because I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit in me to start a company in my own. So that those were my interests, and that's why I want to model it around, and that's the primary reason why I picked up software development. So just the second point which I wanted to make here was that competitive programmers do not have an edge in an interview. They do not have an edge over software development jobs. Rather, they just have an edge in the technical rounds only. There will be at the max 2 to 3 technical rounds, and they'll be able to clear it easily. But when you move on to the hiring round, where a hiring manager asks you different questions, like what would you do in the situation where there's a customer stuck and you want to help them, so that's where the software developers are able to go forward, because they've already had the experience of building something on their own, maybe a simple website or maybe a mobile application, so they can apply that and they're able to go forward. So what I would advise you guys, if you're in the second position, if you are thinking about what should I pick up, should I pick up a professional competitive programmer versus a software development engineer, think about what is a long-term goal. If you're going to be thinking about long-term goal as such, like I want to become an entrepreneur at some point down the line, I want to start my own company, I want to understand how the technology world works, then you'll obviously have to choose software development. Software development is nothing but a simple basics of data structure algorithm, and you're also picking up different technologies to implement that, and that's pretty much how software development works. You're building a final product. However, when it comes to competitive programming, you are concentrating mostly on the algorithms and data structures portion of it, and trying to learn just one language and trying to solve a problem. So this solving problems are mostly equipped for becoming software developer sometime down the line. They might be looking at a job, maybe a high paying job sometime down the line, but they might not have the entrepreneurial spirit, or maybe they don't have the entrepreneurial vision which you might have. So these are the two differences that you have to think about. What is a long-term vision is what you got ask yourself, and you'll be able to easily get through that phase. If you have that long-term vision, definitely go for software development. If you are not thinking much about that, if you want to go for a 9 to 5 job but you want to get paid higher, definitely strengthen your algorithms and data structures portion of it, and eventually that will lead to competitive programming competitions, and you will take up a lot of different win. If you win a lot of them, amazing. If you're not even winning, you will be able to get that experience of solving problems, and that's very, very important. All right, so we've done a couple of points. I'm going to the third point, which is about how do you see yourself among others. Now, this is a very important gauging criteria. A lot of people say that peer pressure is not, you should not take peer pressure, you should not be comparing yourself with others. But what I'm trying to say is not to compare yourself with others, rather put yourself in a position where you're just gauging your metric or yourself among your friends. I have a lot of different friends who have been doing a lot of different things. One is an entrepreneur, one is working in a 9 to 5 job, and one is also interested in doing competitive programming. He's been doing competitive programming for so long and being successful at it. He's doing professionally. So I've got a lot of different friends. And what I did try to do was in my second year of college, that's when I took the decision of just stopping to do competitive programming. I stopped attending any more competitions and concentrated on building hackathons, going to hackathons and building products over a 24 period of frame, and I took a liking to that. So what you got to ask yourself is to make sure to not stick to something at the initial stage itself, and ask yourself what are your friends doing and what can I do to get to learn their side of things as well. If you have good friends or if you have good people in your class or maybe in your college itself, try to just understand how and what they are doing, and try to take participation, take little participation in what they are trying to do, and you will get to understand the entire array of things available. Go to competitive programming competitions, go to hackathons as well, and try to understand how these two different worlds work. And that's when you'll be able to take part, or you'll also be able to understand and go forward with your life decisions and career decisions from there. It might not be useful, or it might look like a waste of time, because you are thinking, maybe if I go to a hackathon and I have to sit throughout the 24-hour day, I might not be able to even participate or even contribute to the entire project. You could still understand and learn a lot of things during the 24 hours. You will see how a team works. You will see how different companies or companies are actually giving that client idea, or maybe asking for a next level of stuff and things like that. They continuously ask for different upgrades to the project that you're trying to do in just 24 hours, and all of those are very interesting things to do. On the same hand, with respect to the competitive programming, you have very little amount of time, maybe 30 minutes of time to solve a simple problem, and you'll see you'll get that the adrenaline rush to complete that. And also how you see, compare yourself with the other programmers and other competitive developers who are doing things much more faster than you, and you also understand through that. That's where you understand, that's where you learn over a period of time, and you have to give yourself that amount of time to get through that phase. You cannot just decide everything just with 1 month of data. You got to give yourself this 1 year of data, participate in different competitions, and you'll be able to go through that. So in the end, I'm not saying that competitive programming is better than software development. Like, a lot of sites are trying to say that just because you understand data structures and algorithm doesn't mean that you'll be able to build a complete project end to end, make it scalable, and deliver to a customer. You cannot do that. However, on the same hand, if you are a software developer, doesn't mean that you can go and win a competitive programming competition, because those are different kind of vision, those are different kind of metrics to gauge, and those are completely different kind of world with the same tool called programming. If you understand your data structures and algorithms thoroughly and properly, you will be able to move forward with things, and also be able to complete your journey by understanding what you want to go forward with. It could be software development. Sometime down the line, you want to become a project manager. Even a little bit of technology understanding can make you push you through a director or maybe even a vice president level with just a little bit of programming knowledge. So that's what I'm trying to put here. Do not get stagnated just with one thought in your college days itself. You got to move forward with it, keep moving, keep learning, and you'll find that path eventually. If you cannot find that path eventually, hit me up on Instagram as well as LinkedIn. I'll be able to ask you a few questions, and I'll be able to give you an answer. And that's what I'm going to be doing, and this is going to also be the end of this video. If you like this video, you know what to smash that like as well as subscribe to the channel for more of content on programming, software development, and competitive programming as well. I'll try to do as much as I possibly can and help you guys with a lot of different questions. Let me meet you in the next video with something really informative. Until then, it's Bharat. Peace out. Have a super awesome day.